My friends, it's time for a serious video tonight because I've been waiting to make this reaction video on, without a doubt, the star player on loan from us this season, and that is Wonder Kid extraordinaire in Andrey Santos. One thing about this kid is that, and it's a very cliched saying, but he really does play this game beyond his years. Strategy, thinking, temperament, maturity. This is what Andrey Santos is about, and he's given Strasbourg an incredible platform to do the special things they're doing this season. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Show us some love if you guys are excited to see Andrey Santos coming back next season. Let us know below, and let's waste no more time. My boy Andrey, man. 9 goals, 1 assist in like 25 Ligue 1 games. The guy's doing special things. And one thing you'll hear me say quite a lot today is maturity, because this guy just demonstrates that to a T. Again, that's his zone in the field right here. He has a lot of tactical responsibility placed on him by Rosinit, and he fulfills this down to a T, and I'll be getting through to that. But I mean, come on, this goal, man. Oh. Like, this is how you know this guy's like feeling himself this season. I think his expected goals is only like 4, and he's like more than double that already this season. It's nuts. And when you're feeling yourself and you know you're that guy, you're attempting at audacious and ambitious things like this. And it's great to see already, not only can this guy do the mastery of the tactical side, the teamwork side, but he has that match-winning ability in his locker. He can produce these moments in a game out from nothing. And normally they're the difference between 1.3 points and nothing. But I mean, the technique behind this, superb technique. And one of the reasons why I say maturity in Andrey Santos is the understanding of the details, like the finer elements. Like, he's got like a real mastery on a lot of things, like, let's say, the body orientation, how you shape your body up to receive, to direct your passes, and also to take your shots as well. I mean, you're seeing just his body position right here. His boot is right on top of that ball. Look how he's placed his left leg. Look how he's like leaning at the perfect angle as well to get maximum swing with his shot. And boom, bottom left corner, hits it first time. The keeper can't anticipate that, even though he went to the right area. And that's the difference between getting these details right. But this is his little trademark skill, the little lift over the top. He loves a little bit of that. And you know what? He was slightly leaning back a little bit. But I mean, again, look how like clean that shot is still. And you guys, as this kid, can't even call him a kid. It kind of feels a bit rude to call Santos a kid. I mean, this guy's got a family, he's got kids. I don't have any. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. But these areas here, he's going to produce so much classics from these areas, so many bangers outside the box. He's going to affect the game so often in these areas. It's really exciting to see how he's developed for Strasbourg, man. It really is. Anyway, drop of the shoulder, he preempts the press from the Saint-Etienne player. Another lift over the top. And the tackling, bro. Like, Andrey Santos is displaying like world-class potential in breaking the play, kick-starting attacks, being that defensive enforcer for his team. And he's not necessarily filled. You know what? This compilation is going so quick that I can't even finish making my points in time. Let me go back to that. We all saw that banger. Bear with me, my guys. But Santos is in like the high 90th percentiles for like your interceptions, duel success. One of my favorite stats. I think he's like 85th percentile for winning his 1v1 duels. Like, it's quite hard to do that, especially in like a very like precarious area on the field, in those central areas. You know, you miss your tackle, the opposition guy has time and space to attack it, and you're putting pressure straight on your back line. So there's a lot of responsibility this guy is playing with. But I don't want to say flawless, that's not the right words, but the precision, his ability to, you know what I mean, played to such high degrees and levels already. I mean, it's exciting. And the tackling, for someone that's not necessarily the biggest guy just yet, he knows how to close down space perfectly. Like, he accelerates into closing down the opposition space, and he knows how to widen his body to create a bigger surface area. And he has very strong thighs as well when it comes to just stabbing that ball away from opponents. But again, I love that little preemptive Nice little slide tackle, which Andrey does love, of course, when you're not necessarily the most physical, strongest type of player. You can't rely upon your upper bodies to shield the ball and brush opponents off, right? But I mean, yeah, man, this is Andrey Santos breaking the play up, and this is what this guy can do outside the box, man. First time, bro. First time curler. Perfect shot, man. I remember like when this went in, the TL was just going crazy for this goal, man. And this is like the other thing I love about Santos. Of course, like this guy is good in the air. Like he has no right to be good in the air. But look how he's attacking that. He's going right to the far post because one, he trusts his heading technique because he scored a lot of goals with his head for Strasbourg already. And you know what? We lack this type of presence in the books. We have fantastic crosses of the ball at our club, right? But we don't have enough guys that have the quality to attack that. I mean, the ball was coming from behind Santos then. To have the neck power to direct it away from the keeper in his opposite diving direction. I mean, come on. It was going behind him, bro. It was going behind him. And it was a brave header too, because you're going to feel the contact from the opposition player. And just like that, he's created that opening for his team. Yet again, bro, like I need more headers in the team, yeah? I need more guys who are confident attacking these aerial balls. Yet again, in the right area. And like when everyone goes to see, look how he just comes back on side then. You know, he's a thinking man's player. He's thinking about the next moves ahead. That's Andrey Santos. Just kind of disguising his run, you know, comes back on side quickly, which is the key thing. Holds his position, reads the fly of the ball really well from that cross then. And that's it. No one was ready from the opposition then. And these goals aren't always the sexiest to look at. But how many players score this type of goal? You know, it shows your game reading. Like, can you turn these small moments into advantages for your team, right? Yeah, obviously Strasbourg, the way they play, a lot of their assists and attacks are going to rely upon their speed, right? But again, this moment here too, this is against Marseille, I think, right? When Omega scored this goal. I mean, yeah, I like this moment here. Obviously, great run by Omega in between the defenders, stopping and starting his run. They're stupidly exposed right now. Santos, time and space on that ball. No one's applying pressure, but it's easier to be over-ambitious, overdo it, and ruin this advantage you have for yourself right now. But Santos, you know, he's just waiting for that right, perfect moment to play the pass. And that's it. Omega now is dropped. He's getting ready to make his run in behind right now. And Santos has realized, yes, this is my time. But I'm not going to play it in between the defense. Omega, I'm going to play it between the right defender and the middle defender. So you can run in behind. I'm going to play a reverse ball in behind. Curve your run, my guy. And you're through on goal. Again, no one's able to. Again, by the time you turn around to try and track that ball back, it's too late. Into the feet, and that's his only assist. But again, right action in that moment. That's it. Santos. Like, it's so key that this guy is such a strong, composed tackler of the ball. He's rarely giving away fouls. Actually, the mad thing is that Santos actually, he attracts the most fouls. He attracts like 2 fouls per game. So in a way, he kind of is like beating the press through fouls, if that makes sense. Which is smart, you know, again, it's not the sexy stuff, but to show this type of mental clarity and thinking at this age, that's the impressive thing. That's why Rosenaire says, you know, this guy reminds me of Dunga from the 94 Brazil team. He doesn't remind me of a Brazilian player because he plays with a lot of maturity in his game. Like, he understands it. And just having like another guy in the books, man, that's all we need, bro, honestly. Finds himself in the right positions and areas. And he's not afraid to take shots with his left foot, clearly, if the opportunities arise. But again, most of his shots are kind of coming from this range. He doesn't have the license to get into the box as much because he has a lot of tactical responsibility to just marshal those central areas in front of his defense, right? But Santos there preempts it. Great tackle from behind. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of like guys his age, they kind of bait with what they're doing in the tackles, right? But Santos, man, this is the type of guy I want in front of my defense. If I'm going to be throwing my fullbacks or wingers forwards and there's spaces in behind them, yeah, I need my DM to be comfortable knowing how to dispossess a winger on the run, on the counter-attack, but also winning it and kick-starting an attack too. But see, those late arrivals, man, they come so clutch, those late arrival moments, yeah? Constantly, he just finds himself in these positions completely unmarked. Like, I know it's like bait stuff, but how often do we watch a game? You just see these little spaces and you think, why is no one thinking to peel off into areas that are completely unmarked? But the first time shot from Santos, a little bit of his trademark too. And that's it. He carries the ball up. Now, if you look at his stats, you're not going to see 90th percentiles for carries. Why do you want your DM doing that, man? You know what I mean? He's not Ramirez. And even then, Ramirez wouldn't be allowed to be playing with that lack of responsibility. Come on, like, you got a job to do when you're playing in a pivot, in a two-man mid, yeah? You can't be acting like a kid. You can't be acting like a youth in these positions. The guy, there's ways just breaking it up, man. That's it, another attack on the run. I give you guys like a little bit of insight behind how Strasbourg play. Obviously, similar elements to what we do, but Rosenier has his own type of way for Strasbourg. He wants to bait the opposition, basically, you know? He wants to move the ball deep to try and attract the first lines of the press. And when the first line opens up, the pacing behind from their strikers and their wingers, that's where you need to play the line breakers, yeah, to release these guys and create these attacks. That's why Strasbourg have been very effective this season, you know, and little smart things too, you know. Strasbourg, they have a lot of energy, they got a lot of pace, they don't have a lot of strength. So even though they're one of the hardest working teams, I think they come third for like final third pressures and entries. They're like near the bottom when it comes to actually winning their duels, but they're not playing to win these 1v1 duels because they can't like like physicality most teams 1v1. Instead, they press to force mistakes. That's how they play. And I think it's super smart from Rosenier to find the most effective defensive strategy for this young, energetic, you know, enthusiastic type of team that allows them to stay true to themselves whilst also giving the team like a great defensive structure to have that platform. And this is where Santos, you're seeing how he's breaking the play up in these areas, how he's reading these situations and zones, how these tackles are leaning towards, you know, sharp counter-attacks for his teams, transitional moments for his teams. You know, like there's an art behind the simplicity. Like N'Golo Kante, we can probably say one of the best tacklers we've seen. I'm not saying Santos is on that level yet. I got to see this guy play for many years to get that same vibe, yeah. But he's got that mental thinking behind how to orientate my body, how to shape myself, how to be in the right positions and zones to deal with threats before they come. How do I plug these holes with my positions to help my team, you know? This is what Santos can do. That's a nice, accurate distribution from deep. Nice play there, Santos. You know what I'm actually praying I can do before the season ends? I'm trying to find an opportunity, yeah, to catch a Strasbourg game live before the season ends. Like, I've been trying to find that moment. I need to invite someone with me though, so that I got like a little cameraman. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do, you guys. Fingers crossed it happens, man. Santos there again. Have it, mate. Again, boom. Constantly just moving. I mean, I thought pre-season for us, he looked quite good. I thought it was kind of harsh that he was loaned out again, but I think in the long term, you know, asserting yourself as one of the best young midfielders, not just in Ligue 1, but now in Europe. This is how you're ready to make your mark now at a first team level. Enzo's, Lavia's, Caicedo's, you know, watch out, man. I think Santos is gunning for that first team spot, yeah. Like, one thing these comments don't necessarily show to is how this guy can really punch his line-breaking passes. I think he's got a really great understanding of weight and little details right, like his body orientation. You know, he's always aligning his body in the same direction. He wants to play that passing. That's it, Santos. Tenacious, closes that space down aggressively. Great mentality, man. You know, he's been playing above his years since he was like 17 years old against olders his whole life. Yeah, man, this is like my reaction analysis, but I actually do have a more detail-orientated video that I've been working on. The stats are going to be reflecting what I'm showing to go even deeper. Because sometimes these compilations, they don't show all the details. I understand the nature of them, but hopefully there's enough for you guys to form your own opinions, get involved in the conversation, and most importantly, get excited for Santos' arrival next season. So I hope you guys enjoy. Show us some love with that like button, and I will catch you tomorrow. Cool.